Building operations account for over 27% of global CO2 emissions, so better understanding the use of space can have a significant impact on reducing your CO2 emissions. Understanding how space is used is now a very significant thing that organisations need to think about. Most governments around the world are committed to net zero by 2050, but unless there is a seismic change in how buildings are used, the road to that net zero is highly unlikely to happen. The other thing that needs to be considered is the age of buildings. Obviously, older buildings are a lot less inefficient, they cost more to run. Heating, lighting, HVAC, these are major contributing factors to global CO2 emissions. It's reported that 80% of the building stock that will be available in 2050 actually already exists, and the average age of a building currently in the US is about 50 years old. So again, you've got to make much better use of your space. The hybrid work model is an ideal example and a reason that we could start looking at how to use our space better. You know, why do I want to light or provide HVAC or anything to a floor of a building that's just not being used? There's no utilisation there. And the other thing we did a survey earlier this year that says one of the top priorities for real estate executives is reducing real estate costs. That's been the same actually pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, but again, one of the major contributing factors to that is energy costs, and energy costs at the moment are going through the roof. So anything we can do to reduce energy costs by better use of the building, linking data from sensors to a BAS or a BMS system to automatically shut down lighting. You know, don't light a floor that's got nobody on it, don't light a meeting room, don't heat a meeting room. The other thing to consider with relation to the hybrid work model, one of the major contributing factors to CO2 emissions is transport. The easy way is okay, don't go to the office, work hybrid. I think it contributes to about 25% of global emissions through transport. So again, looking at hybrid models, people need to really factor in commute. One of the things that came out during the pandemic from employees was that one of the main reasons they don't want to go back to the office is because of the commute. Why would you want to commute for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour each way when you can be as productive and work from home? So all these things, all the use of space has a major impact on those CO2 emissions. Sustainability used to be a box ticking exercise, and now there are a lot of government directives that companies have to provide their ESG data, and I think it's becoming a lot more relevant. And as I said, if there isn't a seismic shift on how buildings are operated and used, then we're never going to get to net zero by 2050. It's as simple as that, because 27%, that's a big number that comes just from buildings. Actual buildings as a whole contribute to 40% of the global CO2 emissions. So again, older buildings have a major impact. People may need to look at reducing their footprint to help drive towards net zero.